Hello everybody, Manithral here, and welcome to the weekly update video for OSRS. Now this week we see some more Desert Treasure 2 changes, but there's also a little bit more going on, including the announcement of the Summer Summit. It premieres this Saturday, so make sure you tune in to get a first look at Old School's roadmap for the rest of the year into early 2024. So there's going to be some awesome stuff as always. I'm going to say there's probably going to be the new skill announcement as well. Then we have the Desert Treasure improvements. So up first, the Whisper will no longer prompt players to use their Awakener's Orb if you have already killed her in the same trip, letting players fight her without the interruption. Then we have the Leviathan. The only way to avoid all damage of the Leviathan's enraged phase is to delay enraging it, which isn't especially exciting, but they made the change so that the Leviathan boss or basic projectiles will no longer hit through player prayer in the period after the boss enrages and before the buff NPC spawns. The Leviathan should now drop brimstone keys in accessible location on death. Of course, you'll need a boss slayer task for the Leviathan to get them all. Other changes are, Duke Seculus. The Duke's sight overlay is now cleared upon leaving the instance. They updated the rendering of the Duke's event and acid walk projectile works so that they should be more clear, unlike my speech. Other changes, successfully obtaining the Ancient Blood Ornament Kit will now send the clan chat and group Iron Man announcement broadcast. Additionally, your personal best for each of the 4 Desert Treasure 2 bosses are now also correctly broadcasted in the clan channel and GIM channel. This counts for both the normal and awakened versions. You can use the combat achievement interface if you like to wipe your current PB at each boss. The new Ancient Scepters now have Trover versions. Each of the Ancient Scepter now has its placeholder in the bank. The bandit should now correctly spawn when using the ring to teleport. Virtus robes are now included in the skill guides and have level up messages, and each purse of the Virtus robes can now be stored in the magic wardrobe. The art of Desert Treasure 2 has been incredible, so this week the art team have been kind enough to introduce further improvements. So the statues of Azanadra and Lisser now have the idle animations. The Stranglewood cutscene now correctly features 1 shrine in it rather than 2. The pier on the western edge of the Stranglewood has had a small visual improvement. And Torva is following feedback. Here's what has changed. The Torva torso has been brought in the waist very slightly, now matching the Blood Torva. The back of the Torva helmet has been lowered to conceal the neck a little bit more. And females will notice their neck is a little thicker while wearing Torva. Don't panic, this is just a neat visual trick and doesn't affect the thousands of other female character armor models. So it is just for this armor model. A loot tracker and buff bar. The loot tracker on the C++ client currently only tracks PvE fights with NPCs. They updated it today to ensure that PvP loot can now be tracked also. The buff bar has been improved. Getting bound by the Strangled now shows the bind on the buff bar. In addition, the bleed icon used on the buff bar has been resized. There is going to be a poll booth, so as of next week, any further in-game polls will be listed under the following new categories to offer clarity for players. Green light, these polls show green in the poll interface and have a pass requirement of 70%. Opinion, these polls show in the blue poll interface and have no pass requirement. Lock-in, these polls show in orange in the poll interface and have a pass requirement of 70%. So both the lock-in and green lights are 70%, but different colors, and the opinion has no pass requirement. There is a mobile UI rework beta update, so do check that out if you are into testing it out and helping giving them feedback. But they are swapping from a beta world to normal game world Because of this, they decided to postpone tomorrow's beta until a later date. But it is coming, but obviously don't forget there is the beta, so if you want to be able to get in there, do check it out. And then there's some makeshift plushies incoming, so as you can see here, I can already tell you the gnome child is one, but I don't know who the other three are, so... Oh, they're right here. So, there's the gnome child, the wise old man, Bob the cat, and... Naive. I'm not sure who that is because that's OSRS there. But yeah, they are there, so do check out the shop. Yeah. But this, you can just sign up for these on the makeshift store. That's where they're going to be at, and they go on sale starting August 23rd. So mark your calendars for that. That is not what I was expecting them to show, the darked out version and then the poof, there they are version. But other changes are, as of today's update, attempting to open a Impling jar with a clue in your inventory of the same tier that the Impling could give you will be giving a warning. The generic parchment menu text has been given slightly stronger contrast against its background to improve readability. Fix a graphical issue when wearing the Virtus robes with certain weaponry. Obtaining a wilderness boss pet that could be obtained from more than one source will now update the kill count for both in your clan broadcasts, provided you have one. Fix a bug where certain items were being skipped or displaying incorrectly in a collection log. Players affected by this issue should find the issue resolved upon their next login. They know this is a bug affected by the following items. So mounted fish items, which you got the big swordfish, bass, and shark, and then you have the golden tench. The hollow sepulchre, I know I say that wrong, items, including the hollow tools and rewards. They also fix the incorrect collection log values related to Laren's big chest, and the brimstone chest, and the gauntlet. PvP Rhoda has moved to period A, so you got 539 US PvP, 318 UK Bounty Hunter, 548 Germany High Risk PvP, 577 US Free to Play PvP, 559 UK LMS Competitive, and World 390 AUS LMS Competitive has been activated with this Rhoda, and 569 AUS for Bounty Hunter is also activated with this Rhoda. The PvP Arena is using the Zerger loadouts and the ranked duels and tournaments this week. So that is everything for this week for OSRS. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, later guys.